Hi, this is Barbara Greenlee with Green Moon Stamp Studio, and in this video we're going to play with the Extraordinary Flora bundle and washi tape. We're going to heat emboss on it, and I'll also show you one that's not heat embossed. Let's get started. Okay, today we're playing with the Extraordinary Flora bundle and washi tape. This is what the washi tape looks like. It's in a big roll, and I have made at least 25 sheets for projects, and by a sheet I mean one whole rotation of the pattern before it repeats itself. So, and look how much is left. That's a very generous roll of washi tape. So this is the bundle that goes with it. They're sold separately. The bundle has the stamps and the die that die cuts this entire sheet out at once, and I have that stamp already mounted, and then there's some words. So that's the bundle. And then for this card here, we're doing this one. I am using the Pressed Flowers embossing folder, and I always tell people I do not understand why this one was made upside down. To me, it should go like this, the flowers growing up, but it's reversed on the embossing folder, but oh well, that's how it is. But that's what I used for the background, is the Pressed Flowers embossing folder. And this is an example using the washi tape on window sheet and then die cut out just as it is. So it kind of has a vellum look, because you can see through the washi tape too, and then the window sheet provides it some stability so that you can pop it up on dimensionals, or put some glue dots under there, etc. On this one I used the stamp set as an envelope flap decoration, and I used my extra piece on the inside. And then this one, the one we're going to do today, this one has embossing, heat embossing. So I used the stamp set to outline the washi tape images, and silver embossing powder. So the other thing I wanted to point out with the washi tape is that every other pattern is a different color scheme. So it's, roughly pinks and greens, but you have a more sort of a flirty flamingo pink and garden green or old olive sort of on the leaves, and then you have more of a pretty peacock Lost Lagoon with some purple in the next one, and then it just goes back to the other one and rotates all the way through there. So let me show you how I did this card. Okay, so we're going to, let me get a little bit of something to catch my powder. And this sheet of window sheet is 5.5 by 3 3/4, and that will hold that one pattern off of the washi tape. When you roll it off of here, just go till you see the color change, or the next, actually I think it rolls this way. So yeah, see, when you see the next start to repeat, and then cut it off. And then when you apply it to the window sheet, kind of press in the center as you go down, and use a bone folder to smooth it out in case you got any wrinkles, or just to make it, more permanently attached. Okay, so for the heat embossing, you're going to want to use your embossing buddy. And even though we're using the embossing buddy, it's still going to pick up quite a bit of embossing powder, but that's okay. We're gonna get the extra off. So you're going to ink up your stamp with the Versamark, and then you're probably gonna want to stand so that you can see where you're going on this, because you want to line up all 4 corners before you commit to pressing this down. Just hover till you think you have it, and then press. And then it's going to stick to the block because of the Versamark, so you can just pick it up and then pat it a little bit in the middle to make sure that you got contact with all that Versamark. You don't want to pat too much because you don't want to get more Versamark in between. Okay, so then we're going to bring in our silver embossing powder. And I just realized I didn't have my microphone connected, so now I have my microphone connected. So the sound probably got different just there. All right, so depending on how big your tray is for your embossing powder, you may want to just do half of this at a time so that you don't spill too much embossing powder. See how it's really grabbing onto there? That's okay, we'll get it off there in a minute. Go ahead and do both sides, you know, top and bottom. Okay, looks like I got it covered. Okay, so now to get the extra off, I'm going to thump on the back. So just give it a good thump, and that gets enough of it off of that washi tape. See? Okay, now we're going to heat emboss. Let me move the powder out of the way. And this window sheet does get warm, so you're going to want to use your tweezers. So you find a good place for the tweezers. All right. And it will heat up fast. So you don't want to burn it too long. Just as soon as it's shiny, move on to the next part. Your window sheet will curl a little bit as it heats up. And like I said, that window sheet does hold the heat a little longer than cardstock will. So double check that I have it all shiny. I do. So and don't worry if you miss a little bit on your outline, it's still going to look great. We're going to follow the outline for the die cutting out instead of the color. So like if you're shifted, doesn't matter, use the outline as your guide for where to die cut. But since this holds the heat a little bit longer, you're going to want to set it aside for a couple of minutes and let it cool off. Otherwise, I found that it will transfer a bit of the silver to your cutting plate. So we don't want to do that. Let's see, where's my cheesecloth? Get rid of, this is something Stampin' Up! Sold a long time ago. I still have some. This little sticky cheesecloth that gets rid of the powder. All right, so let me pull over my sample. So for this card, I'm using the party banner dies, and that's these right here. So these are the 3 that I used. I used the very smallest one for the silver foil, and then I used these 2 right here, so you can count and see which ones I used. I used these 3. And I put the birthday wishes that came from the Simply Said. And then I'm going to just mount this little silver flag at the bottom. Let's see, make sure that it's not too far down. Yep, that works. Okay, and then I'm going to put this up on dimensionals, and then we'll do our washi tape. This washi tape has been really popular. It keeps going in and out of inventory, so never fear if it is out of stock at the moment. It will come back, and you can click on it and ask to be notified when it comes back in stock. I think the bundle is in stock at the moment. It was out of stock for a while as well. I even delayed doing this card for my in-person classes because I was waiting for it to get back in stock. But it's so popular, it came back in and then went back out. So I'm just going to put this banner right here. Okay, now let's die cut this, and I'll show you how I layered all these flowers. I think it will fit on my little machine. So here's the die. Yeah, that'll fit on the little one. All right, so we're just going to line this up according to the silver outline. I can hear it cutting. Hopefully I gave it enough time to cool off. Looks like I did. I don't see any silver transferred onto there. Okay. Okay, so what I have found that was bothering me. Okay, more straight. There's my glue dots. Okay, so what I have found works best in layering these is to use this long one first. You can either use this one, but that's not quite as long. I like this long skinny one, and just put a couple of glue dots on it, and just to get the ball rolling. Put that on there, and then pick out one of your bigger ones to like be in the corner. This one's nice, or this one. I think I like this one better, which is what I did on that one, it looks like. So you just need one or two glue dots to anchor it on your card. Okay, then just start layering. It's kind of fun. Like I need another glue dot on this one. It's not quite enough to hold it down. It's got that big tail on it. And then, you know, these little ones make good filler. That's too much. Oh, I like this one. Let's do this one. The little like rosebuds, and we can probably tuck the stem under here. That looks good. Okay. So that's the card, except for the smoky slate dots. And then on the inside, you've got all these leftover pieces. So you can just put a piece on the inside, you know, pick a piece or two. And so these just went on the clearance rack. These, but they go great with silver embossed projects. So let's see. I think I'll use the darker ones. I used the lighter ones on my sample. Let's get one little one and one bigger one. Is that the dark? That's not the darker one. Hold, please. This is the darker one. Okay, and then another small dark one. Somewhere over here. Got a little bit of something. Okay, it comes off. I can brush it off later or right now. There we go. So this is the Extraordinary Flora washi tape. Thanks.